order to get to that, we gonna have to go. You can't have a baby without labor.
Right.
Right. It's just not gonna happen. This new world that's coming up is not gonna appear until the old world is destroyed. It's just like we already lived yesterday. We can't go back and relive that motherfucker. We done with it. We moving into the future.
Basically.
And the closest thing you can do to reliving yesterday is mirror it in the future. That's it. That's the closest you can get.
So, you know, a lot of people are afraid of all of this that's coming because I think that they're not really cognizant as to the effects. And like you said, there's really no rhyme and reason or no script or nothing that we can actually measure it to. From your personal perspective, what would you suggest people do living wise? Because I mean, people can't live.
You froze.
Without electricity, people either.
Look, they gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to learn how to live off the fat of land because they're not paying people like me any attention. They writing us off as crazy until they caught in the condition, in the position that they can't defend themselves. They gonna be at the mercy of nature.
You sure know what to say because it's like the more you try to prep them in advance, again they start saying that we crazy is wrong with us. But as soon as they get their ass in the actual problem, then now they running and looking for us for help.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to be reached. Because while that shit going on, listen,
I ain't gonna be able to be reached.
Look, while that shit going on, I'm gonna be taking my hiatus. I'm gonna be gone for 6 months. Right? I'm gonna be. I already don't like doing social media. I never liked social media ever. The only reason I'm on here is because it gives me the furthest reach to the grassroots. And they have to be made. The information got to be made available to them. They don't got to believe me. All they got to do is just keep ignoring me and just watch. I'm gonna be straight, but if some of them ain't gonna make it, like I told you, they turning off the lights. That's the signal, right? They shutting down the electric grid. The excuse they're gonna use is a solar flare, but it's really gonna be them turning that shit off in real time. They trying to turn it off before the solar flare hit. The one that they looking for ain't hit yet. If they don't turn it off, it's gonna fry all of the systems, and then it's gonna be months before they get infrastructure in the electromagnetic grid back up.
So can you explain the flares for the people that really don't know what that is and how that affects?
Right, so the sun have explosions on it. These explosions release massive amounts of electromagnetic energy, UVAs, UVBs into the earth. And when it get here, it has an effect on your melanin. It has an effect on your central nervous system, but it also affects our electrical system of the planet.
That's correct.
So when the system, the way it's set up now, if they don't turn it off when the major flare that they waiting on, they gonna have 6 minutes to shut it off from the time they find out that that massive explosion occurred on the sun before them rays hit the earth. They're gonna have about 6 to 9 minutes. Once that happens, they just gonna shut it off. They're not gonna ask nobody for permission. And they have to do it because if they don't, it's gonna overburden the wiring and fry wires everywhere. They're not gonna be able to reboot the system. But they're not gonna know until that explosion happens because it's been happening in smaller, small explosions. This shit is natural with the sun. What's not gonna be natural is them shutting the electric off. That's gonna be man-made.
Right.
Now, in the process, they was the Bush Clan, the garden plot to eliminate us was to use EMP and fry the system so we can't turn it off and preserve it. It has to be turned off, but they're not going to even be able to tell you in time enough for you to make any contingency when that flare comes. You know, they already turned off the Schumann resonance recorder about a week ago. The reason they did that is because that's telling you that the constant increase in the vibration, the grid is about to flip. When the electromagnetic grid flip, it's going to be time to that explosion on the sun. They know it's going to happen. It happened before. It happened in a similar manner every so often. And they can time it based off the position of the stars.
Right.
Because they all work hand in hand. So where the Earth is in relation to the sun, where the sun is in relation to Orion, Sirius, Pleiades, and Arcturus, tells them when it's coming. They can use the star map and time it damn near to the minute. They can't get it to the second, but they can get it to the minute. They know, they just not telling us.
Right. So, in other words, basically people are going to actually be under certain types of conditions based on them not knowing, and basically listening to the brothers and sisters that's out here disseminating this information to put them in the know. And it's going to cause them to be pretty much on some last minute preparation shit. Like, y'all could have had all this time to prepare if y'all would have listened, but now it's too late pretty much.
This is why everybody keeps saying the purge is coming. You imagine when all these people, they gonna raid the grocery stores, that's coming. When they realize that everything is down and they don't know when it's coming back up, they just gonna panic. And in the panic, the first thing they're gonna do is raid the grocery stores.
Right.
When you see the people raiding the grocery stores, you already know right then that the shit, because it's not gonna be on no TV or news. It's not going to be on the radio. All that shit going to be turned off.
Right.
And that's what's going to make people panic, because they're not going to have any information source to tell them, what the fuck is this going on? So they're not.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so they're not going to be ready. And we all know proper preparation prevents poor performance, and all of them is improperly prepared to perform properly. Right? So they creating the condition that they're gonna see when this shit happen by their level of understanding of the condition as a whole.
Wow. So that's gonna be big. Time wise, how long do you think that it's gonna be before all of this stuff comes to a full head?
It could be any minute. Truthfully speaking, it's imminent, and imminent means that it can happen at any minute without nobody knowing. But they gave us a couple of signs. The Queen Elizabeth burial or funeral is Monday.
Okay.
Right? Look at the number on that date. Okay, then the Pope gave them to the end of September because the fiscal year ends in October. So they had to the end of September to get everything in before the end of the fiscal year. The fiscal year is when you calculate, or the closing of the fiscal year is when you add up all of your wealth before you do anything with it. It's a corporate practice.
Right.
Right. So the annual year may end in December, but the fiscal year ends in October.
Okay.
Right. So the Pope has to have everything in enough time for it to be counted for the fiscal year. Right. The fiscal year's closing, they've been working per diem in the United States. Right. The country has been artificially floating per diem, I mean by the day, based on the contracts people been under. Now we at critical mass, it's enough people that left their jobs, took their children out of this motherfucking slave trading system they call a school. And now everything is starting to come to a head. Because the Elizabeth's been dead since like 2018. And you know the day that she died because the crest fell off the gates of Buckingham Palace. That wasn't an accident, that was a sign. If you look at Prince Charles, King Charles, whatever the fuck he want to call himself tomorrow, but if you look at him at the funeral, how disheveled he looked, that's the cow toe ritual of them Sandy Lodge.
Okay.
Right? His tie is the cable tie, the cow tie. And then he got his dish out. Only thing he didn't do is have his pants leg up. That's it.
So what was the point of delaying putting people in the know that Queen Elizabeth had died?
Wait a minute, so ask that question again.
What was the point of delaying putting out the information that the Queen Elizabeth had died?
Because it's critical things that follow that. First of all, it's a signal for a power change. Chess. What happened me and you playing chess and I take your queen?
Shit, I'm vulnerable.
Vulnerable, and the odds is you're not gonna win that game.
Right.
It's almost over. Well, the queen in real life is the king on the chessboard. Well, what happened when I take your king on the chessboard?
I still have a chance with my queen because I can move all over the board.
Right, but when I take your king, what's the
Oh, when you take my king, that's checkmate.
Checkmate. That's what it means. Checkmate. And the checkmate, now they have to close the game. If you in Vegas and you at the crap table, when you hear the owner of the or the manager of the casino say, everybody that's cashing out, report to the cash out center, all games are closed. What would that mean economically for that casino? That mean they finna count up their money.
Right.
Pay who they gonna pay, close up shop. Casinos run 24 hours. So if the casinos is running 24 hours and the guy that's running the casino say cash out, well, you want to hold on to your poker chips or you want to cash them in? Because you once they cashed in, or if you don't cash them in the allotted time, you won't be able to cash them in.
Right.
Right. So this is what we're looking at. The game is over.
So have they already appointed who's going to take her position?
It's not announced, but none of them. It's our time to shine now. It's our world. The new world is ours.
Oh, yeah. So
the white man world over with.
You said, say that again?
The white man's world is over with.
So I was speaking with Brother Love about, you know, the alchemy of the letters and the language. I'm the language teacher for everybody, pretty much. And Brother Love is my mentor. So he kind of sort of, you know, try to guide me right as far as like, you know, how to actually, you know, presentation basically. So my question is, what does us learning our language have to do, if it does any, with us actually being in the new world and projecting ourselves in the new world to thrive in that new world?
Okay, so in the new world, everything is frequency. It's vibration and frequency. The linguistics is directly tied to the vibration and frequency of the electromagnetic grid. Nuwapic was designed for a specific reason. Dr. York could tell us why he put it out. I think it's in the introduction text to the language, or why he came out with the Nuwapic. Because we finished all of the organic people to the so-called Americas is going to be enrolled in Nuwapic. So you one of the ones who's going to have to be the teacher of teachers in order to raise the vibration. It's about tones and sounds.
Okay. So you say the new world is about frequency. And will Nuwapic be a language in your mind that will replace the law of vibrational frequencies that are being put out there?
Absolutely. We're gonna be going to Nuwapic class for all of the organics. Anybody that want to learn Nuwapic is going to be welcome to learn it, because English is going to be in the future what Latin is now.
Right.
Right. So the only place you find Latin is in legalese, in medical leagues.
So
they made these super soldier dudes, right? And they like you ain't just gonna kill them like you do a regular person. And their job is to deal with what we call unnatural phenomenon. Right. But about 2 months ago, maybe less, in Mexico, it was reported that the Mexican military had encountered a being and he was fucking them up. He was kicking their tail. So they called in for backup. A black helicopter landed, and a group of these super soldiers jumped out the helicopter, and they was using energy weapons to subdue the being that the Mexican military was fighting. And they subdued him. Then they picked him up, took him on the helicopter, and disappeared. Right. That's almost the same as the Kandahar giant that they found in Afghanistan when they were so-called looking for Obama. I mean, looking for Osama. Thing. Obama, Osama.
I'm not shocked
Bin
because
Laden, Joe Biden.
The world is mysterious to me.
Wait, hold on. Someone in the chat said you're muted. No one's muted, and we haven't muted anybody. Can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you're hearing Rod right now, and put a 2 if you can't hear him?
Can you put a 1 in the chat, y'all, if y'all can hear when Rod is talking, because we hear him clearly. Thank you so much.
Okay, so everything is good. It seemed like Dragon Brave, you just need to go out and come back in. Everybody else can hear. All right.
I don't know why my glasses are not clear. Oh, that's kind of weird. Maybe because how I got them on or something. But you know what? Let me say this to you, Rod. Life is a mystery to me. This whole situation is a mystery to me. Being born is a mystery and dying is a mystery. And as you get older, for those who don't even think about death because they're still at a age where they're probably not even thinking about it, just living their life. As I got older, I started really pondering.
Yeah, is she glowing? Looking like she about to go do a toothpaste commercial.
Lean with it, rock with it, lean with it. What's up?
You go though. But
sorry, y'all.
Is Rod, and when you say things about unidentified objects, in other words, because life is such a mystery itself. If something did attack Earth,
I'm saying something about getting attacked,
or just come to Earth, okay, maybe they it won't attack us. Be honest with you, the undone people, the white man, to me, is an unidentified object. You came to Earth to destroy, divide, separate. Everything about them just seems, they smell and look like unidentified objects to me.
You gotta remember, the white man not white according to law.
No, I understand that. But I'm just saying so everybody can be on the accordance of whom I'm talking about. This thing, okay, is an unidentified object to me. So what I'm saying is, if something did, with all the stuff that's going through my mind about this world and how it even is, I wouldn't be shocked. We would have to deal with it, or just
look. This is University Earth. It's a holographic construct. University Earth, a holographic construct where you play the game of the gods. The game of the gods is called life. And it was created for the eternal ones to experience mortality, even if it's not true mortality. So the immortal beings.
I'm just put myself on Avatar for a second because it's. Oh, wait a minute. Let me fix that. That's what's gonna come up on it because she must have been on here. Edit. Sorry about that. Go ahead, I'm listening to you.
Okay. So in university life, the gods come in as infants because, and amnesia comes because you have to learn the rules of life by living life. Nobody teaches you the rules of life when you a toddler or uh, elementary age child. You learn it by going through stuff, by surviving stuff, what work and what don't work, and experience being the best teacher. If you your life flash before your eyes, they call that dying while you awake. To die while you awake is to tune in to your higher consciousness. It's also known as the ego death, where you do shadow work in order to slay the ego. And the shadow work in the occult is called purification of the ego. And the shadow work is the method by which the ego is purified. What's the side effect of the purification of the ego? What's called enlightenment or full consciousness of your God self working within the confines of your